So we come to number 5 of the hypno qigong sequence. This one's called bending over to wag the tail to calm heart fire, or swing head and tail to eliminate heart fire, Xinhua heart fire. So again, a lot of motions and metaphors are linked to this area, the heart, and it's helping calm all them emotions down were linked to the heart. Again, generally with each qigong sequence or move, it's linked to an organ or a meridian, electromagnetic river that it's benefiting. So again, obviously I'm not going to go down that line too much with this, because we go with more the hypnotheric breath, elongating the out breath longer than the in breath, breathing's the same into the belly like a balloon, and exhaling, letting go. And with that natural decrease, if you do that now, breathing through the nose into the belly button like a balloon, and exhale, let go for as long as you like. Lengthen that out breath will help benefit the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps with sleep, digestion, rest and relaxation, all on that lovely elongated out breath. Okay, again, the out breath's our friend. It's the bridge between the mind and the body. It's our gauge to see how deeply relaxed you can get into these postures. So as you do that, breathing through the nose and exhale through pursed lips for as long as you like. Lovely. So with this one, this is going to help us breathe with the spine as we do it, but we're going to elongate the out breath on the movement based stuff on the out breath to bring in that hypnotheric response on the out breath. Okay, so let's just go back and calibrate and synchronize that breath to motion. Before we start, it's a little bit of spinal awareness with this one. So again, feet, which I like to call slightly sumo, a V on the feet there, and nearly horse riding stance if you want to go down deeper, or you don't have to go down that deep. With this, I'm going to just press in the hands to the palms. Now, sorry, the palms in towards the lap here, the quads. Now, you can tilt the pelvis under before you start and let it drop. Okay, again, you don't swing it back, so you hyperextend the back. Just tilt up like a bridge or a pelvic tilt. You anchor the hips and let them drop away from your spine, or away from your crown even. So do that to start off with. Take the pelvis, the symphysis pubis, up towards the rib cage and just let it drop. And imagine them spaces between the vertebrae as your tailbone becomes heavy, just lengthening away from the crown. Okay, from here we're going to push in. You will find the shoulders will come up, but we'll change that in a minute. We're going to press in here. Press in nice and hard, slightly soften the knees, really press in hard, and imagine them roots just coming up and just nourishing the body from the floor. Them roots are growing up and nourishing the body from the floor, and you press in here, causing traction in the spine. And while you're there, just before we start, just start moving the head. So tiny motions, moving the head, really slow and small. Again, they're about this big, but really slow. Okay. Again, sometimes even people put the tongue to the roof of their mouth to start off with, to allow the jaw and its close relationship with the neck to soften. But again, that's optional, because in a minute when you start to breathe, you won't be able to do that. So again, that's optional. But again, press in here and just move that head very gently up and down, just like an animal in the wild, just naturally lengthen its spine. Spaces between the vertebrae, crowns come away from the torso. Now from there we're going to link that to motion. So from here we exhale to centre for as long as you like. As you press in, causing traction, tailbone heavy, crown light, spaces between the vertebrae happening as you exhale. Then we're going to breathe in. First move, active move, we're going to breathe in. Now I like to do this, it's not classical this, but again, I like to do this little turn here. on the ball of the foot, as if you're crushing something underneath the ball of the foot, because this stops the body. As it goes this, the body's heavy, it might jam on the knees, and you don't want that. Again, we want economy of movement, okay, and ease and comfort. So as we turn, we lead with this shoulder, okay, and this leg, or we lead with this leg first and this shoulder. Okay, they might go together, but again, it's organic, like all these Tai Chi qigong postures. They generally come up from the ground. So again, if you lead with this, the shoulder will follow, and we come up. So again, it's like this. You press in, the shoulder will come all the way up, but then, important, allow the shoulders to drop in that space at the end of the breath. As we square up the hips, you might want to let the breath go for a while, or that space at the end of the breath, just edge the foot over. I don't want to go too much into that movement because it's a tiny motion. It might be just a matter of just moving the foot slightly, or you could do it the overemphasized Wudang way, but again, not necessary from here. You might want to edge around a couple of times. Again, even though these forms are set, make them unique to you so they suit your body. If you've got to move around a bit, don't worry. Again, they're not just straight out of a form, or they are out of a form, but they're not sort of completely manufactured. You can change them and just edge round. Here, shoulders over hips, head over shoulders. I prefer, you can have a little bit of extension, but not hyperextension. Okay, I prefer really shoulders over hips, head over shoulders. If you want hands on here, you can do, or here. Then you're ready to go again. So when you move, again, you might find a more economic way of moving, then great. But again, I find the Wudang Tai Chi way of moving here. We take the weight back onto this back leg, which is our back leg here, partially empty this foot, just as toe there, and we turn. Again, we place the weight back on, so this, what was our lead leg, and then we turn on the ball of the other foot, the opposite leg, and that'll change, okay, again, and then we just press down. Again, if you've got to move out a little bit, then move around, you know, to feel comfortable. Generally, feet slightly wider than hip width apart, okay. Again, you might find not quite here, facing the front a little bit, but not rigid, okay. See how you go with that. So from there, we exhale, we empty here for as long as you like. Make this long now, because this brings in that parasympathetic nervous system. The shoulders will come up. And when you're ready, the in-breath, we're going to come up like a wave of relaxation. Lead with this leg. Again, I'm going deep. You might not want to start high. You might want to start higher than me. Or go down deep. Again, lead with the leg. Shoulder goes opposite shoulder. Shoulders drop in that space at the end of the breath. As we breathe in, we square up the hips. I find a little move of this foot. Okay, again, in that space at the end of the breath. And if it takes you longer, then let the breath go and then go back to it. Nothing set in stone there. Alright, match it to your breath, your motion, your alchemy, your body. From here, hands here or here. Okay, that space at the end of the breath, we drop the shoulders. Okay, then on the exhale, we come back here. Same deal again. This, what was our lead leg, chest as toe, partially empty on the heel there. And then we place the weight back on the foot, the ball of the foot here, and then we go back. Again, if you have to adjust round, again, feel free. Again, exhale for as long as you like. Bring in that subconscious part of the mind. Really press down here as well, core traction. Think of that tailbone, the sacroiliac joint, you'll feel it stretch. With that length of breath, the length of the spine happens, and then you're going to breathe in. Starts on the ball of the foot, travels up to the shoulder, or near enough at the same time. The shoulder comes up, space at the end of the breath, the shoulders drop. You might want to adjust in that space at the end of the breath. I find a little movement here, or just let the breathing go for a while. You're going to spend a little bit longer there. Don't panic with the breath. that's important. Hands here or here for balance if you need. Okay, then you're ready to go again. Same deal, lead leg goes into a sort of jester's toe here, partially empty foot, toe facing the ceiling, dorsal flex the foot, then we turn and come back onto the ball of the foot, and then you're on the ball of this opposite leg and back onto the heel. So you square up the stance. If you need to edge round, feel free. Okay, so you start that on the exhale. So from here, exhale. Carry it on. There's quite a lot going on the exhale, so you want it a longer breath. Really empty for as long as you like. Feel that length happen in the breath and the spine. Tailbone heavy, head light. Then you breathe in. Again, I'm going down deep. You might want to start up high here. But again, this saves the knee there. So we turn the ball of the foot, shoulder. It's nearly like a sort of shot put in a way. But again, here we've got this rolling motion. Here, coming up. Space at the end of the breath. We adjust that foot and our shoulders to drop. So you're breathing with the spine. The spine's naturally doing this in everyday life as we breathe. So we're overemphasising that breathing pattern of the spine. Not hyperextension here. You can have a slight bit of extension. But I prefer shoulders over hips, head over shoulders. Hips facing the same direction. So if you've got headlights on your hips, facing this way. Then same deal again. This lead leg, we come onto the heel, toes facing the ceiling, we turn the foot back. So that comes from the hip. It's like the Wudang Tai Chi way of moving. There. Rooting that leg in. You come onto the ball of the foot there and place the weight back. If you need to sort of move it over, feel free. But again, this is alright, but not Charlie Chaplin. Or you can have the feet in a little bit more. Okay, see what suits you, see what suits your knees. The body wisdom will tell you, again, only going as deep as you like. So that was number 5. And we've got number 6 next, which is 2 hands, climb the back, strengthen the kidneys. Lovely, but that was number 5. Lovely, bang.